Hi, you're face to face with Shell. I hope everyone's doing okay out there. So I'm going to carry on with the series Positivity, but before I do, I'm going to tell you a funny story. Now, I'm going to talk about someone being burned, so this might be a trigger for you. So if you don't want to hear the story, please forward on. It's just a short story, but it might be a trigger. Now, I'm saying a funny story. It wasn't funny, obviously, because I'm going to talk about someone who was burned. But I'm going to talk about because the person telling it had no idea that I had been burned. So as I said, I had something on last weekend. We had a weekend away, and it was great. We had a really chilled R&R weekend, and we met a few other people that were staying at the hotel, and we're outside at a little picnic area, having a few nibbles and drinks, and two couples joined us, and one couple, they were a bit, I don't want to use elderly, they were, but they certainly didn't, they were totally young at heart, and they were a great laugh. They were lovely people. So I'm going to say older people. And the woman started telling us a story. I can't even remember how it got on to fire. And she was telling us about a girl that she knew that had been burned. Now here's the trigger bit, so if you don't want to hear it, please skip forward a little bit. And she's been telling us about a girl who was burned with, I'm sure it was a chip pan fire. And I didn't pick her up properly, so I'm not very sure if she said that she's seen it, but she certainly described very graphically about the girl being burned, and all her skin was falling off, etc. And I sort of nudged Chris and I said, she has no idea I've been burned, has she? And he went, no. So eventually they went inside, and the other couple we'd been chatting to, I said I've just had a little laugh there about that, the girl being burned story. Obviously, again, not about the girl being burned, but the woman clearly had no idea that I'd been burned, and the man said, yep, totally seen that, yep. And he found it quite funny as well. But anyway, I just wanted to share that little story. It's things that come up, and things you will deal with as a burn survivor. So yeah, I didn't have any makeup on. Well, I did have makeup on, but I didn't have any foundation, etc. And my hand was in full view, but she was oblivious to the fact that I'd been burned. So in one way, that's really good. But in another way, you might be a survivor that would really trigger. So you can look at the story in two different ways. Anyway, getting on to what I'm here to talk about today, about positivity. So I've been talking about bringing positive things into your life and listening to positive things on YouTube, etc. But what about positive people in your life? Now, this can relate to anyone and everyone in walks of life. And when you're first been burned and you're going through your first part of your burn journey, you need as many people around you as possible for support and help. But it's important to have the right people. Now, at first, you're so consumed with healing and surgeries, appointments, etc. You might not think about it, but as you get further along, you start to think, yeah, I need the right people in my life to keep me positive, to help me along my burn journey. Because do you ever think being positive actually will help you heal? The next little story I'm going to tell you, I've done a series on when family and friends hurt, and I thought I actually should have put this in that series, but I'm going to tell you about it because it kind of ties in with the positive people. So I had a friend in my life, and I'm going to say had, and it's a long-term friend, and I was in her house and someone else had come into her house who I knew as well, and she just randomly asked me about my court case in Spain and what was happening with it. So I went to start telling her about it, and this friend said, "Are you still going on about this?" Do we need people like that in our lives? Instead of being supportive and saying, "Oh, I know it's terrible, you know, this has been 30 odd years and Michelle's still fighting the case in Spain, etc." No, wasn't supportive at all. Now, you'd heard I said had a friend because, yeah, they're no longer in my life. It took me a while, but you need to kind of think, do I need that in my life? What are they bringing to my life? I listened to something else on YouTube and it said it doesn't matter who they are. If they're a childhood friend, a long-term friend, a family member, someone you've just met, doesn't matter. If they're not bringing what you need in your life and they're bringing negativity and bring you down, just got to let go. And it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy at all, because it's not. It is hard, especially if they have been in your life for a long time. But you have to weigh up, well, what are they bringing to my life? Are they helping me? Or are they keeping me down? My vibrations are not lifting. It is something to think about. Now, I'm not saying you have to get rid of everyone who says something inappropriate to you. We all say things inappropriate. But you have to then watch for patterns. Does it keep happening again and again? And if it does, you maybe just want to talk to them. Maybe they're not aware. But ultimately, it is your decision. But I was just thinking about that. You know, if you're having positive things in your life, this is positive people as well is what's needed to keep you positive and to help you through your journey. As I said, there's probably something you will do later on in your burn journey, but it's a great thing to do. And you'll find if you get, I don't want to say rid of, but if some people leave your life, it makes room for the right people to come into your life. And I've certainly found that. I really have. Another thing I listened to on YouTube was never question who the universe removes from your life, because the universe heard conversations you didn't. I thought it was great. I really, really did. I'm one of these people, I trust the process, and sometimes it can be hard, but yeah, trust the process. As I said, there's lots of positive stuff out there on YouTube, and I really have been listening to a lot myself. So I'm not saying get rid of every single person in your life, as I said, who says a comment, but just look for the patterns and have a little check and think, is this happening again and again? Are they aware? Maybe have a chat with them if they're not aware. Maybe the behaviour will change. It's just something to think about. I'm just talking about surrounding yourself with positivity from all angles. And that obviously includes people as well. Thank you so much for watching, and a massive shout out to my subscribers. It'd be awesome if you could subscribe, and if you are, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. It would also be great if you could give me a thumbs up, a like and a share. I do have a website, and I'll put a link in the description to the video, and you can head over there. There's lots more information, photographs and help. Thank you once again for watching. Stay safe, stay strong, and we'll chat soon. Bye.